welcome back to the rationalinvestor.com Broiler Chicken Show. Trade your trading plans, don't take too much risk on any one trade, and just let yourself get rich. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the rationalinvestor.com's Broiler Chicken Show. Back. Happy, where are we here? 8th of September. Holy moly. Already one full week back. We started the education program a little later this term. I think our first official start date is the 16th. Didn't want to do it like right after the Labor Day weekend. So we still have another week or so to get registered if you're thinking about doing the program. And I have to say, man, I'm super impressed with the sort of marketing job that the team have put together on this website, the Rational Investor forwards.com/learn. So by all means, if you would like to learn a little bit more about the program and some of the features and benefits of taking the program. One thing I will say, if you do watch this, I did not personally invent the process. I thought it was kind of cute. These guys here, the marketing team's like, because keep in mind that most of the people in this business are relatively new to this game, but I did not develop the process. The process, in fact, was taught to me years and years and years ago. Have I refined it? Have I tried to make it a little easier for a pill for all of you to swallow to learn the process? I think so. But the long and short of it here is I have yet to see anybody on the interneting actually like address the different type of risk takers there are in the world. And so as a result, you're going to frame your behavior based on what type of risk taker you are. You never hear anybody on the interneting talk that way. All they talk about is, go all in, man. No, this is the time to buy. You got to buy. Oh, look at my awesome signaling. Look at my squiggly line. My squiggly line's bigger than your squiggly line. All that kind of nonsense. I tell you, folks, if you really want to learn how to sort of build a business of trading that really is reflective of the type of person that you are, not the type of person Brian is, not the type of person that Chris is, or Glass Insights, although I say you got to hand it to him. He's shows up here day in, day out like a boss. He's here in the Zoom call with with us here today. That's why I gave him a shout out. But the point here is we don't want to build a business based on me or or Chris or anybody else. We want to build the business based on you, the type of person you are. And what's so cool is, like I started this crazy ass adventure 10 years ago. I started it with, and you probably all know my story. I mean, so for heaven's sakes, if you don't know my story, then wow, you've got an adventure ahead of you. Somebody was going on in the lounge today. Oh, look at Elon Musk is going to be one of the first trillionaires in the world. Frankly speaking, when you're dead, none of that means anything. The only reason why I know this is because I went through an absolutely horrific, and I hope that none of you have to go through this in your lives. Experience 14 years ago. I lost the love of my life. I look at her picture every single day. I sit down at my desk along with my beautiful boy. And I actually believe that I was visited by the other side, and they're like, Brian, you potentially have an opportunity to make a pretty positive difference in this world. And really, at the end of the day, that's the only thing that matters. You can play the game. Hey, I've got all the toys, and so I win. But the day you die, all of that is meaningless. And the only thing that matters is, how good of a person were you? I'm not going to comment on other people's how good they are. Obviously, we leave that to the judge upstairs. But what I will tell you is actually I feel pretty good. If and when my time comes, and hopefully it isn't tomorrow, but it might be. You never know in this crazy ass world. I feel pretty confident I'll stand in front of my maker based on what all of these people have said here. And if you need to, if you want to, come and read the testimonials page at TRI. This thing reads so beautifully. I'll feel pretty confident standing in front of my maker that I tried my best to make a positive difference in this world. And I think we're doing a pretty good job at it. In fact, I find it interesting. This gentleman here, he actually, I think this is our Sonny. Although I thought he finished the program. That's a bit surprising. Sonny, you only finished, went to level 2. You bastard, finish the damn program. Anyway, but I will say that the proof of the pudding's in the eating. And what we do is we make, in fact, actually, we were even having this conversation in the lounge this morning that we're all about 1 + 1 = 3 here at TRI. And if we're just good people and we do the right thing, pay your fucking taxes, of course, stupid bastards, it's kind of, I suppose it's kind of like the mafioso, right? You're never going to be able to get rid of the mafia in this world. There will always be, people that want to take the easy route out just by pure violence and holding a gun to your head and extorting you. It's not really much you can do about that. But what I often tell people at TRI is your job is nothing more than just to outperform. You just have to simply make more money than these crooks want to steal from you, and just understand that the crooks are always going to be the crooks. Here's a great line to start the broadcast off with, and let's see if Kevin knows the answer. I know Nora knows the answer. Hey, Nora, good to see you. Kevin here saying, good one, you. All right. Well, thank you, Kevin. But D-Max there, smash those like buttons, follow. Hey, there's Adam. Hi, Adam. Hope your buddies next door are doing well. But the point here is if we can actually change our behavior and we start acting in the marketplace the way that these people, hi, Karim, sort of take advantage of us, i.e., I want to change you from being a public participant who chases up markets, who panic sells down markets, to doing the exact opposite and selling into up markets and paying yourself for your efforts, and then buying into down markets when the public, of course, is dying 1,000 deaths. That's the way these 1% jerks operate, and that's how they are as rich as they are. And my job is just to simply try and get you acting that way. Hey, there's Adam. We just had Adam there. I just gave him a shout out on the YouTube. You can see. And this, if anything, is a great analogy because you can all see Adam. There he is. There's the same profile picture as you see on YouTube there. And he shows up here day in, day out. And if it's, I will say, JoJo should be over there just tickled pink because it's people like Adam. It's exactly why I'm here doing this. I believe, and I don't want Adam to take it badly, but I believe when I first met Adam, he was a scared little lamb. And interestingly enough, when I actually teach him how to behave in the marketplace, how to not get suckered into, feeding into your emotions and playing from a position of strength and just using rational analysis to behave in the marketplace, I think Adam's gotten to the point where he's an upstanding citizen now. And nobody can pull any bullshit over on him. And actually, what's super cool is now Adam's active in the day trading room. And now he's sitting there carving up the fucking day trading market, the futures markets, day trading. I tell you, Adam's an absolute, he is exactly who JoJo was speaking about when she came to me so long ago. And actually, I know that statement is true because when I say that, wow, I get this incredible upsurge of emotion inside me, which means that that's 100% true. And all my arm, I don't know whether you can see on the camera or not, but you can see, I don't know. All the hairs on my arm are all standing straight up. So that means that spirit definitely likes what I'm saying here. So anyway, if you, in fact, actually, I even talked to Spencer on the phone yesterday. He's killing it. Oh God, he's living the best life over there on Vancouver Island. I miss him. He's a great guy. And if anything, it's a great testament to this place. We've really, I mean, look at the quotes. Just goes year after year. In fact, actually, I was even saying this on the site this morning. Uh, how's Mount Gox going these days? How about Three Arrows Capital? How's Cryptopia doing these days? How's MintPal? Oh, poor old short. How's a big connect? That's gonna piss all the people in my building off. Who knows that? Can you let's see. I mean, we got 25 people watching this video here today. I doubt half of you know that, but you should know who that guy is. If anything, the fact that 10 years later, I'm here doing exactly the same thing I did day one when I went into, there was this stupid little place, well, not stupid. Oh, God, I can't remember the name of it. But where I first sort of got involved with the Vancouver Bitcoin community. What the hell was that place called? Oh, I completely forgotten now. Anyway, God, all of those people are gone, including even the Canadian that I actually thought had a relatively half decent karmic bent to him, but it turns out actually he's completely fucked off from his project that he was working on. But all those people are all gone. Why is Beamish still here? Well, as I've told you before, I do believe I was in a weird sort of way. I'm sorry to say it, because I know that like when the Blues Brothers go, we're on a mission from Gat. Aretha Franklin goes, "Don't you blasphemer in here!" Everybody should know that movie. Don't you blasphemer. But hey, I'm not going to say I forgot. I don't think I warrant his attention or her attention. But I think one of the angels, my JoJo, I think she definitely intervened and said, Brian, don't throw your life away. You could make a positive difference in this world. And I think that's half the reason why I'm still here. It's half the reason why the good Lord wants me to keep doing this. Because I'm not here to blow smoke up your ass. I'm actually here just to tell you, you know what, you want to know the rules, how to play this game to actually set yourself up to win. Hey, there's Adam again. Actually, I sure hope Colleen's doing well. Haven't heard from her in quite a while. But you want to learn how to play this game correctly and set yourself up to do well. And then you don't have to listen to me, just listen to all the students over the past 10 years that we've helped. And actually it was interesting. I could sit here and I could go shill. Yeah, you're gonna learn this in the next 2 weeks, and yeah, you'll make $1 million before the month's over, or by the end of the year. But that's not the message that I'm gonna tell you, folks. What I am gonna tell you is, if you want to learn how to do this, there's lots of money to be made here. I mean, all of these people, you can make a lot of money playing this silly game. In fact, I took a really, really basic strategy, and this is what these guys all, our marketing department, they absolutely love this stuff. I don't really want to shill it too much. It was, if anything, it was just supposed to be a demonstration. And I have demonstration portfolios and trades and stuff going right now. I love doing that with you guys. It's just demonstrate how this shit works. But this fun little thing. I mean, there's no reason why each and every one of you can't do this. But number one, you got to know the rules. And then number two, you can't break the rules. And what I see often happens, this time it's different. Whenever you hear that kind of talk, run for the hills. You can't break the rules. So hopefully that's a nice little sort of encouragement for you to seriously consider the school program, but just sort of as a sort of down to earth kind of approach. This is actually a post that I put in the room this morning. And, I'll show you it here because, there's nothing bullshitting about this. I don't know whether I want to show you this individual's name. He calls, actually, it's just a screen name. So actually, it's not that big of a deal. He calls himself, and actually, what I really liked about this was less my response to this person, but actually the community's response to this. I literally couldn't ask for a better response from the community. It was just so perfect. So this person, hey guys, good to be here finally. And I was like, hey, welcome, howdy. You mentioned that the course was starting soon, and I think he even said here whether it was, but I said, yep, basically in the next week or two. So any of you that are like, hey, you know what, I really want to learn how to be a professional in this space and run my small business of trading with the expectation of actually making money at this damn thing. Um, you know, get going. This person just said, how's that going to work? And I just said, Brian, just typical, like I'm at the point now where I don't need to give you some big song and dance. I just said, look, you pay the fee, you go to class, you learn. It's just that simple. I gave you the registration page. That's basically what this page is. It's the exact same thing that I would tell all of you. I think Julian said they'll be putting up banners and stuff on the site relatively soon because this week is sort of our official registration week. So, if you need to, watch out for that. What I often tell people is just, come into the room and kind of like what we do here on this. I think I'm going to dial down the free broadcast to the public. Maybe just doing a little bit too much there. So I think going forward, I'm only going to do these Sunday shows for like sort of the free audience on YouTube. And then that way, I think it gives a little bit more value to my rants through the week. Keep in mind, I plan to do Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, my regular sort of offering on the site, interacting with site members, answering your questions, reviewing the dashboard, reviewing any trades I've done, of course, reviewing what the heck's going on in crypto, what part of the market cycle we're in. So based on that, where are we most active? Hint, hint, hint. We're not in the part of the market cycle where little old ladies are really active right now. They're just sort of sitting on their hands, waiting for the bigger markets to calm down and start getting bullish again. But I like the idea. Just come on in. If you have a question, ask in the daily brief request room. The AMA document that we put out for these Sunday shows. More than happy to answer. But you're never going to learn this. This is a profession that you're trying to learn. I mean, does it make sense that you're going to go to some weekend seminar and learn how to be a lawyer and actually expect to pass the bar? No. Are you, even more ridiculous? Are you going to go to some weekend seminar by, hey, Dr. Nick, and learn how to become a doctor? Come on. This is a profession. I've been at this stupid game for 35 years. I've done just about every single job there possibly is in this business. And I'm, because I've done almost every single job possible, there's not really any bullshit. Nobody can really, when somebody comes along and says, oh, this time it's different. Wait, this will be an endless bull market. Just get in there and buy and you'll do great. Well, I've been at this game long enough. I know that's a load of horse shit. So, you want to learn the profession. Well, you're going to have to put some time and effort into this. As I said to this person, and I think this is absolute perfect response, even though it's not what you want to hear, but it is a perfect response. This person says, I've been following. Do you think I should skip module, I guess, level 1? The answer I just give is no. If anything, half of what I have to do, because people have sort of, and this is the worst part about it, is if you have invested in the past, My hunch is that you actually have some bad habits and bad behavioral patterns that we actually have to get rid of. And you need to be forced to go step by step by step on how you create the correct behavioral pattern, how you create the correct sort of routine that you have to go through on a daily basis to run your small business of trading with the expectation of turning a profit. Thought it was really interesting. Last week was a holiday, and yet, Chris, I don't know. I'm going to put you on the spot here. I'm really sorry to do this to you, but are you there? Can you answer me? I don't know whether
Yep,
he's here.
I am here.
There he is. I don't know whether you two can hear him. Chris is an absolute model student. He came to TRI. He wanted to learn how to be a day trader. He's applied himself. Of course, a happy side effect. A lot of times when you come to TRI, if you really apply yourself and you really buy into the whole concept, half of the people end up working here, which is good. There's nothing wrong with that. I want people that perform and behave well. But as a really good analogy, last week, I asked, "Hey, Chris, you want to get together on Labor Day Monday? What are you doing for the holiday?" And do you remember what you said to me? What you were doing? What you were planning on doing Monday? Do you
I
remember
don't
what you
I
said?
don't remember actually. You're gonna have to
Okay.
enlighten
So
me.
he said, "Well, I'm probably going to be preparing for the coming week."
Oh yeah, of course.
You
Every
remember saying
today
that?
is the I do it every week. Today is that day. So Monday was a holiday, but Tuesday through Friday trading. So
Yeah.
Monday through Friday this week trading, and I got to prepare homework.
Great part about Chris is he's actually a testament. Anybody who wants to come to TRI to learn how to be a day trader, can you tell me what's are you allowed? I'm sure you're allowed to. What is the proprietary trading firm that you are employed by, sir?
Top Step. I think it's just
Ah,
Top
say
Step.
that
Yeah.
with pride, dude. I
Yeah,
think Top
I thought
Step's.
that there was a like a secondary to Top Step, like Top Step Trading or something. It was just Top Step, but yeah, no, Top Step's great. Yeah, Top Step.
I think they're one of the best prop firms you could possibly find. I think the absolute world of John Hoagland and Eddie Van Horn. Nebraska, you can take them or leave them on a good day or bad day. But just the point being that you want to learn how to be a day trader. I mean, Chris is a perfect testament of learning the process and going through the process, applying himself, and boom, here he is now a proprietary day trader. And for fun, he still kicks around and helps me produce videos. Way to go, Chris. You're awesome.
Always fun.
So, my answer to you is no, there are no shortcuts. Sorry. I'm not going to bullshit you and go, "Oh yeah, give me your money and I guarantee you'll be learning how to trade like a boss in the next month." I'm not going to tell you that because that's bullshit. Go through the entire process. And really our education program for beginning to end, and keep in mind, our education program, it starts you off as a small learner. So you're going to have to do things like in level one, learn things like financial literacy. You're going to have to learn about things like, building a plan, holding yourself to account, understanding what type of risk taker you are, and how does your plan evolve based on the type of risk taker you are. Then, and interestingly enough, in level one, we even sort of split it in two, and we teach you some very basic trade setups that I absolutely love to use. Hell, I was funded over at Top Step 10 years ago with one particular setup that we teach you in the level one program. So anybody can learn this stuff. Then, the level two program, okay, now we're going to start getting into some serious trading stuff. So, of course, if you're a day trader, understanding things like volume profile, gap theory, WD GAN, how did the futures industry actually come to life? Understanding things like industry reports, like the Commitments of Traders reports, understanding what hedging is and how hedging works and why hedgers have different responsibilities and behavioral patterns than the rest of the market. Point here is just more advanced material. And then finally in the level three program, and really, I think we could even do a level four program. But level 3 program, we actually have a bunch of advanced trading rooms at TRI. So we start opening up those trading rooms. We, talk about trading things like harmonic patterns, trading options, and all the fun different ways of using options information to help you legitimize trades. Point of the matter here is you're never going to learn the full market in like a month period. It's just impossible. I like the way that we've set this program up. It's basically designed to give you a solid introduction to the market over a 1 year period. And then, and this is the worst part about it for most new people, is just because you've learned the information, that doesn't necessarily mean that you can apply the information. So what I suggest to people is, right, it's going to take you probably a full good year just to learn all our tricks and tips and behavioral patterns and squiggly line this and divergence that and trade location this and how many reasons should you have a trade to that, all that. And then what you're going to do is you're going to actually take, I think, actually like a serious year following to actually apply the information that you've learned. I'll tell you, it's a big difference. And this was actually one of my favorite market participants, and I used to talk to her years ago, like decades ago now. Fuck, I can't believe how old I am. Linda Bradford Radke, she actually was on Top Step recently, an interview with good old Johnny Hoagland, and she basically reiterated the same statement. And I was so impressed because I think the world of Linda. I think she's the type of person that you want as a role model in trading. It's so down to earth, so real. It's no bullshit, no fucking Gucci sweater wearer dickheads. Just a real solid person. Chris, did you listen to LBR's interview there the other day?
Yeah, I did actually, and I went back and watched it again because I only caught like some of it the first time.
Just
So it was a great interview.
absolute gold. And I even although I don't go, me and my fucking crazy 5 million tabs. I've got it on here somewhere. But I even tweeted it out. So, if you don't follow me, maybe it's a good idea to follow this CR investor guy. That's me. I'm a little bit cheeky when it comes to using this Twitter platform. Although, I mean, I don't quite understand it. Do people say, "Oh, hey, did you read that X?" I mean, people still say, "Oh, hey, did you read that tweet?" So I'm not quite sure what the fuck Alan's doing with this. Drives me nuts. I do, for whatever it's worth, I do have to get my ass off of this platform and onto the crypto one. And we do have TRI site people are like, yeah, Brian, just do this, do this, do this, do this, and you'll be good to go. And I just am so fucking lazy. But anyway, that's another conversation for another day. Point here is not a bad idea if you are on Twitter or whatever the hell you're supposed to call it. To follow me, CR Investor, and I've got this cheeky little cover photo. If anything, I absolutely love this because these two images side by side are the absolute perfect analogy of crypto. And the guy who was running this program that sort of, I was kind of like, yeah, you know what, I'll come and join you. I even got another guy at TRI to go give these guys a few grand in their tokens, I don't know, 6-8 months ago. And he's completely fucked off. So what a great analogy of crypto. And of course, you all know who this guy is. And you need to understand this is the hallmark of venture capital. It's the reason why I have this picture here is you have to understand if you are getting involved in the crypto space, if you are getting involved in venture capital, you are basically going to war with this asshole. And if you don't know who this asshole is, then I'm sorry, folks, you're not ready to risk real money trading this kind of market. And if anything, it's because of dickheads like this why I have strategies like the little old lady strategy. I guess more risk management, but we call it Nanny Nibbles. Thanks to our level 1 instructor, he created a really beautiful sort of trading plan around being a little old lady that we teach in our level 1 education program. Again, fantastic reason for you to join the education program. If nothing else, it's to learn who this dickhead is and how it's your number one job to avoid frauds like this, like the plague. You have to avoid him. And the question is can you actually do it? I guarantee you, if you're a new person to crypto, there's no way you're going to be able to avoid this guy. Yeah, you come to TRI, and I even posted, I'm so excited to talk to all of you guys because I just don't talk that much on these videos anymore. I'm going to burn through these 2 hours pretty quickly. I'm already halfway through the first hour here, and all I've done is talked about how awesome TRI is. Sorry, folks. I know you're all like, just get to the damn charts and quit screw. Anyway, what I wanted to show you was, and keep in mind, like my job is not to bullshit you, is to give you the straight answer. But this is what I absolutely loved about this, is the site members. Sharktoshi, he was a TA. I don't know whether he was I think he was like a co-instructor for our level 2 program at one point. He's an awesome scripting genius, and he works in the IT industry, so what a big surprise. But I love this, right? Then you run your small business trading through each cycle. Man, if people just do exactly what BB recommends, I tell you, and that's basically going back to that the Rational Investor website I showed you, and all the testimonials, right? These are people that came to TRI, and I just said, look, at everything that you've learned in the past is wrong. Maybe you've learned, 5% rules, that kind of stuff. Maybe that's not wrong. But 99% of what I hear when students come to TRI is I have to just say, look, we got to start from scratch. Forget about everything that you've learned, and let's just start from scratch teaching you the process. Things like, if you are going to take a trade, what are your reasons for acting? And then can you actually vet over time whether those reasons are actually real, whether they actually do produce the results that you're expecting? It's fascinating how a lot of people don't even go through the process of vetting out whether their setup actually works over time or not. It's just little things like that. So as Sharktoshi said, right, if you just, all I'm asking you is, and even if you take the education program and you're kind of like, well, okay, well, that's good information. While you're at TRI, I expect you to buy into what I'm trying to get you to do. And then what I loved about Ed, right? And this is the key. If you want to be a day trader, this is where this is critical. You have to show up every single day. And what I find that most people, especially you saw in crypto, I mean, how many of you, do we even know where Gucci sweater wearer guy is now? I haven't got a clue. I know I don't see him on social media at all. Whereas I really have no interest in following. But, Ed, he happens to be one of our quarterbacks for our day trading room, and he's a good friend of Adam. And this comment here was just so perfect. You win, you lose, you're never going to be right 100% of the time. Of course, you want to try and make sure that your average winner is bigger than your average loser, but you just keep showing up. And what's so cool, like watching a guy like Ed evolve, and like I said, we've got like a whole Sacramento crew. It's incredible to watch, and we have like day trading rooms. So aspiring day traders, we have a community. We have like various different rooms that all speak to the various different types of participants in the market. So we have a day trading room that, basically, we also have a live broadcast, which is a room on Discord. You can see I just joined it and I hop off of it. And we're in there almost every single day, chatting, day trader setups. We also have, options room. This is our fun little club, secret options formula. That's what SOF stands for. We also have harmonics rooms. I don't know whether my harmonics is on here or not. And the harmonicans, they're awesome just to sit and watch in action. Oh, where's the harmonics room? All right. And I know, oh, there it is. So here's our harmonics room. So you can see them all just trading away their harmonic patterns. It's just beautiful to watch them in action. Igor, Steven, these guys are just absolute bosses when it comes to trading. So, I think our community is just awesome. And we've got all of the resources in place that, and you want to be a little old lady. In fact, I think I was even posting, holy crap, we better get ready, folks, because I think the little old ladies, look at these price charts. This has got little old lady written all over it. And even just in the lounge this morning. I mean, look at these guys, like this DDBB guy. I mean, this is exactly what I'm trying to teach you. Look at that chart. Damn, it's just sitting there. So, I mean, there's tons of charts that look like this right now. And the interesting thing is, do you think many of the public are interested in buying right now? I don't think so. I think the public's dying 1,000 deaths. So, there's your sales pitch for TRI. I love this place. I love the work that we've done, and I'm immensely pleased that the team is getting our proprietary products. Because keep in mind, everything that I teach you about the education program, it's cute that people on the team believe that I developed the process. No, I mean, this is universal. I mean, a lot of we teach you WD Gan. Hell, we teach you Japanese candlesticks. That's like 500 years old, if not longer. So it's not really like I've reinvented the wheel here. I just think what's happened is I've set the framework for us to put all of this together in one package where you learn how to build a trading plan. You learn how to build spreadsheets to track your behavior. You learn how to build demon finders to try and identify where you're making your mistakes and where you really need to, spend time trying to fix those mistakes. You learn tools like things like quarterly report cards, so you actually, can give yourself a grade on how well you're doing learning the process. Uh, it's an absolutely beautiful thing that we've got going here, but at the same time too, the only reason why I'm going so boring here, and I've basically blown 40 minutes here, is we do have a new school term coming up here shortly, and I would highly encourage you, take advantage, if you haven't done the education program, take advantage of this time that the market is relatively weak. It's relatively quiet. There's not that many banging out doubles right now. The day traders are in there having fun day trading. And I would actually argue that this is the type of environment to really work on your day trading, because you're not going to be, absolutely going crazy about banging out doubles, triples, quadruples, 10x, 100x in venture capital. And if you can take advantage of this time now to get the learning done, so that when the next bull does come, you're all ready to rock and roll. Okay, enough of the sales pitch. There you go. What are we going to talk about today? I do like, these weekend shows to follow a general sort of path. I want to talk a little bit about our weekly newsletter that we put together. You can all subscribe to this newsletter and get it in your inbox. And the great part about this is if you do subscribe to the newsletter, then this will come in your email. And then all you got to do is just click on this button and boom, up comes the video. So you don't even have to like search and be notified by Google and all that kind of crap that the live broadcast is running, or hunt around the internet for the link. It's right here, nice and simple and easy for you. Remember, to site members, we do post all of these newsletters in the library. So at any given point in time, and I love, like on Twitter, for example, I even said it yesterday. I think that the real value of something like social media is not to sit there and brag about how big your dick is. That's pointless. That's stupid. That's just a waste of time. The point of, I think, of social media is if you say something, how well does it age? And, long and short of it here is this, what I, because previously I had posted, and some clown who really doesn't know what the hell he's doing in the market, I posted images like this, and I was like, oh boy, this looks like it's got trouble written all over it, folks. And then I come back a week later, and sure enough, there is the trouble manifesting itself. And so I say, to me, seeing tweets age well is far more important than the money. I mean, you all know this, and if you don't know this, I mean, I'm sure you're going to hear it again. Technically, I am a millionaire, but so fucking what? That doesn't mean anything. And I suppose I should, being a millionaire doesn't really mean anything in this world. How ironic. Isn't that funny? The moment that I say that, look at what Google wants me to do. Now is a good time for you to put advertising in here because we want to make money off of your ass, Brian. Isn't that ironic? Fuck you. Go away, Google. The important thing for me here is I want to be the demonstrator of best practices. I know it sounds crazy, and I don't think any of you believe me, but I'm just going to say it because it's the same message I always say. I'm really trying to help you people. I'm trying, when you see markets emming out like this, it's somebody should stand up and say, you know what, maybe if you're a public participant and you really don't know what you're doing in this space, maybe you should just cool your jets. Maybe just let things settle down, especially after this damn market went up like almost what, tenfold in like a period, well, maybe fivefold increase in a period of like 3 or 4 months or something. I mean, come on. But somebody's got to be the voice of reason. It was at this point right here that the damn Gucci sweater wearers were calling, oh, just go out, and that goddamn guy over there in the Middle East who, technically, if he ever steps foot back in Canada, he's probably going to be arrested the day he gets off a plane. But the point is you got no business coming in and, you work so fucking hard. You punch a clock. You do what you're told by the man. You save your money, and then you go and just throw it at the market here because some stupid Gucci sweater wearer guy who really circles Bitcoin on a whiteboard and charges you $5,000 for his master class on how to invest in Bitcoin. I gotta tell you, a guy like me is needed in this world that actually doesn't have any motivation to fuck you over. I mean, our entire year-long education program is less than that guy's master class on how to buy Bitcoin by circling the word Bitcoin on a whiteboard. Baffling. And for whatever it's worth, we have so many employees and so many insiders, and of course the government gets a big chunk of whatever revenues that we bring in. I don't make any money off of TRI. In fact, I think my payout this year from TRI is like 20 grand or something. I mean, I don't make much money off of this site. I'm here motivated here because I'm trying to help you people. I don't know. I'm sure a lot of people are like, it's just a load of horse shit. But I wanted to say it. I wanted to get off my chest. So I do these weekend shows. In fact, there's somebody posting there on the YouTube page that has publicly said, I don't need to bother paying you any money. Oh, actually, no, maybe that's not him. That's a different person. This other person that used to come on this site. And he said, I don't have to pay you anything. In fact, I'm going to go and start up my own site, and I'm going to be a direct competitor to you, Brian, even though I spent a year or so basically learning everything on how to behave by watching all of your free videos on YouTube. That's this crazy ass fucking world for you. So as long as I keep reminding myself what my job here is to do, I'm here to help you. I literally want to stand in front of my maker when my time is done and said, I dropped the ball with JoJo. I know you gave me an absolute gift, God, and I let her slip through my fingers. But I spent the remaining time of my life just trying to make a positive difference in this world. And literally, from the day she died to today, which is 13 and a half years ago now, that's all I've done. This is the life that I live. It's just as simple as that. So, probably, I'm not quite sure how I got off on that tangent, but anyway, let's get back on task. I did have the a fortunate opportunity to run into what I would consider a very, 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 very good programmer. The guy basically lives, eats, and breathes computers. He loves PHP, so as a result, we're doing all this through PHP. And I think that's probably one of the reasons why he likes working with me so much. Is my 1980s website was PHP driven. So, but the point is we've literally taken 10 years to try and get my 1980s website up into the 21st century. And I have to say, I do believe that the engine is operating very smoothly right now. In fact, actually, the most recent buy signal that we had off of the engine was that little guy right there, right? And, you know, if you're a longtime follower of Brian, then you'll understand exactly why I would like this chart. Now, hopefully you can see we have nice reload zone. This is over the past, yeah, that's a 1 full year right there. So that is basically your 1 year reload zone. Boom, right in there. Perfect. Kibala. Then we look, so does this make sense that if we said, and let's see really quickly, guys, can you do this? And girls and houseplants. How many reasons are we supposed to have to justify taking a trade? And how does it go? Quick. Let's get this because we're running out of time here. But let's just, and if anybody doesn't know this, write down what these people say on YouTube. 3, excellent, Paul. And how do they go? Good, excellent, Kevin. Good, Karim. Right, and how does it go? Excellent, Kevin. Number 1, location. Number 2, what's number 2? Well, it's the, you know, some people, and the problem with that, Goose, is when you say, and I'm not quite sure what moment means. I think what you're going for there is momentum. The problem is that's kind of vague. Are you talking about price momentum? Are you talking about volume momentum? Are you talking about volatility momentum? Many different ways to measure momentum. So what's a better way to say that? How about indicator confirmation? Laura, same sort of thing. You said divergence. Okay. Divergence in what? All right. And again, we want divergence in our indicators. And then speaking to Goose there, Ghost, I'm not quite sure how to pronounce your name, sir. Really, what I want to hear is indicator confirmation. Now, this will actually, and I'm just going to use short form to save time. This will actually speak to one of our partners at TRI, who can tell me what is Julian's favorite indicator confirmation. Actually, why don't we just even keep it simple? What is Julian's favorite indicator? No, that now Kevin is 88.2. Would that ever be considered an indicator? Got to correct yourself there, sir. Yeah, what's that speak to? That speaks to this stuff over here. Location, right? Count balance. Sharktoshi's just being a either he must be catching up because he's behind, or he's just being cheeky. But we're looking for RSI. So we built an indicator at a DRI that basically says, I want to see good trade location, reload zones, and I want to see indicators making W's. Cool that we actually built an indicator like that. And so lo and behold, when we pull up our indicators, what letter of the alphabet do you see coming out of the indicators here? There we go. Down, up, down. Oh, that looks like a W. Look at Willie. Ooh, sexy. Look at MACD. Ooh, sexy. I don't know whether OBV did. Oh, yeah, look at OBV's even trying to W out. So the great part about it is that our signaling system is spot on. And then finally, so we've got reason number 2, indicator confirmation. You can see all these indicators just acting beautifully here. And then finally, we just simply say, can you show me a W in price? And I don't know, you tell me. Does anybody see any W's all through here? Beautiful signal. Absolutely perfect. And you can see, look at what the damn thing did. Kaboom! It's taking off like a rocket here. And we can even see, look at the W. This is the day the signal came in right there off of that W right there. So I'm so pleased. And you want to see a signal that came in about a month or so ago, which is exactly the same model. Look at this thing. And I love this because this speaks to the criminality of what's going on in our in my country. This is a Canadian stock that happens to be in the real estate business in the apartment industry. Now, I'm not going to go off on a fucking hour-long tangent about how fucked my country is right now. You all know what I think of this little cocksucker that's running my country and what he's done to the place. But fascinating, with this massive explosion of poverty in my country, are people really going to be able to afford to buy homes, or are they going to be jammed into little prison cells, apartment properties that are going to basically make these REITs, Canadian Apartment Properties REIT, Real Estate Investment Trust, that's what this thing's called. Is the policy that bastard put in place, is it going to make these people rich? You tell me. Boom. And there was our signal. Again, this isn't rocket science, folks, but what you have to do is you have to somehow get the system, and this was the hard part, to identify reload zones, and then get the system to identify W's in RSI and Willie and all these fun indicators. Look at that beautiful W. Holy crap. Look at that. This is the day the signal was fired, and you tell me, is this worth subscribing to? Hey, you know what? Maybe go pick up a little bit of this bad boy and roam. Is that the kind of trading you want? The kind of trade signals you want? I'd say so. I mean, damn, that's just sicker than sick. Location, indicator confirmation, price structure, go. So I'm super excited for this place. Now, kind of a fun tool that we built, which is an amalgamation of all of the signals all put together. So this is what they call the breadth of the market. This is every single signal by the engine, and in particular for this report, we actually give you on a weekly basis the crypto report. So this is our crypto index of sort of the top 30, although it does fluctuate because names come and go. And of course, we've got, like stable coins and stuff we have to remove from the index. But nonetheless, the sort of leading top 30-ish names in the space, what are they technically doing? Overbought would be like the broader market, and this is a fast reading and a slow reading. So overbought would be a reading above 80. Oversold would be a reading below 20. It's not rocket science. It's just like any other momentum oscillator. You have overbought and oversold readings. You can actually see that this thing was trending higher coming out of that July low. And we actually had a really cool oversold reading there. I think it was near like the middle of July. And there was a nice little bounce, and there were some nice doubles that people were able to bang out on TRI in the crypto space. But you'll notice as we were coming into the end of August and really the end of the summer, really shouldn't surprise. the momentum, the breadth of the market started to break down. So this should have been a warning sign to everybody. Be careful, especially if you start seeing breadth indicators start smiling at you. Now, one thing I will say is that we are actually now oversold. So that's encouraging. I suppose what we would like to see is we'd like to see the breadth slow and fast cross. And of course, we'd like to see market structure out of this signal to get us bullish again. What I do find fascinating, and what I've even suggested in this weekly write-up, is it does look to me, and it does make sense to a certain degree. I think that crypto is actually an excellent leading indicator in this space. As venture capital and as tech, well, it does make sense that they would be extremely sensitive to sort of the broader economy. And I did find it fascinating, of course, heading into the latter part of the summer, they often set a trap in the stock market. I've seen this more years than not. And remember, if we're here to try and find edge, and we're here to try and trade our edge, I often suggest to people when they first come to TRI and they're waiting for the education program to get going, that they go into a TRI library and they just, and the great part about it is there's tons and tons of these videos being produced. But, we have third-party instructional videos. Just park yourself in here and just start watching videos about how markets work. And actually, Jack Schwager is the author of a book series called The Market Wizards. And you can, if you Google Market Wizards, you can actually get like audio books and stuff of Jack Schwager's books, like the Audible books. I don't really want to I don't want to get into like copyright infringements and shit like that. So these are just general YouTube free videos that we have on there. A lot of them get taken down. But the point of the matter here is Jack Schwager. He wrote a series of books called Market Wizards. You heard me make reference to Linda Bradford Radke. She was interviewed by Mr. Schwager here for his Market Wizards series. I would do yourself a favor and just simply go on, Google or whatever, and just Google search Market Wizards. But anyway, the point of the matter is one of the interviews that he does in the very first book is with a gentleman who actually comes in year after year after year. And it's fascinating that our indicator basically is reiterating this statement. Actually, it's not here. I have it on a different tab. Reiterating this statement. Oh, where'd it go? Oh, it's not that window. That, heading into the end of the summer, you probably should be a little bit careful. They don't call it the fall for nothing. I don't know whether you've ever heard me say that before. September historically is usually the worst performing month in the stock market by far. So really seeing this breakdown in the stock market really isn't anything out of the ordinary. But this is the fascinating part about this. I just showed you how the system itself, it has a whole bunch of criteria that actually spits out buy and sell signals. And I think it's worth the subscription. I think, if you subscribe to our November sales window, it comes out to like $80 a month for the pro package membership. I mean, it's an absolute steal to be given signals like that, like this. I mean, do you think you could make $1,000 on that trade alone? I think so. But anyway, it's like $80 a month with the Black Friday deal, whatever. So is it worth your while to get those signals in your email? I think so. Is this an added bonus to get the market breadth indicator in your email every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday? I show this email that I've produced in the report on the daily brief videos, just to give you a tease of what it looks like and to get those signals. But what's fascinating about this is given the market breadth, does this short setup that just came in the stock market, does this make sense? And the irony of it all is that this is everything that I just walked you through. Trade location. Do we have trade location? Reload zones. Well, Brian, what happened there? There we go. Brian's going to be interested there. So, yes. Do we have indicator confirmation? And this is the great part about sites like TradingView. You can actually get these indicators that kids have built that actually show on the price chart, so you don't even have to see the indicator panel. But this at MAB divs, this was an indicator built by a TRIer. And look at all the indications. This is hilarious. 7 different confirmed bearish momentum divergences and everything from OBV to money flow to chicken money flow to Willie to the money flow index to the RSI. And then over here, you've got, it just, yes, we have indicator confirmation. And then finally, do we have price structure? And interestingly enough, the price structure that I actually justified the trade was basically this M top here. You can see where the line is. And what I like about this setup, right, is we're going to let them screw around with this pattern here, but we're actually going to work our stop against this high here. And the only reason why this is on here is there's a whole bunch of day trading that I did previous. But just to illustrate this setup, and the only setup I've done on this is just this one in particular. So you can see there is the sell. It's fascinating that as we're coming into the weekend here, and keep in mind, September, worst performing stock market month. So really, this shouldn't surprise anybody here. I'm curious to see whether we actually get our fill because, the first profit objective is you should always take half of the position off at the good old 50% rule. This is the stuff that we teach in our education program. So the 50% rule is just measuring that low from back there in the middle of the summer when the market originally dumped to the counter trend rally. So we'll look to take half of the position off. You can see shorted 2. We'll take half of the position off there. We actually had half of the anticipated move traded to. So at this point, you're given permission to move your stop from the original risk point down to break even. And what I've done here is really good example of what we teach in our level 3 program, how you sort of manage being in positions. I wouldn't actually get wrapped up in too much of this short term. We could very easily see, and especially considering Friday's options expiry, there's lots of shenanigans that go on around that. We could very easily see this market rally all the way back up into previous market structure fail levels, and this still be a short. So using what I call the 3 high-low method, you can see where I have stops working right now. Small profit. Hey, profit is profit is a profit. But I'm not in a hurry to touch this. And you can see we have the open order to actually ring the register, get paid for your hard-earned efforts. And my hunch is I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow morning, maybe there's some weakness in the markets on the open here tonight. We actually get this fill here tomorrow morning. So wish me luck, everybody. Fingers crossed. But what's fascinating about this is deja vu. And why do I say that? Well, if we actually look at the crypto market and think that crypto maybe is a leading indicator, we just went through this in crypto. Oh, hello. That's that trade. It's exactly the same trade. Can you see? And this is incredible how this is played out. But can you see? Trade location. Check. Indicator confirmation. Market was making higher highs. Indicators making lower highs. Julian's favorite RSI and divergence. Willie stupidly overbought. The bull volume disappears. So remember somebody had said earlier, momentum as your reason number 2. There's a really good example of volume momentum. This is price momentum. Very, very different studies. Both perfectly valid signaling systems. So you could go, I'm going to use volume momentum as a signal. Volume impetus is the concept we teach in our education program. I'm going to use price momentum as my number two indicator. And this doesn't even have volatility on this. I should probably include volatility measures in my tutorials as well to you guys. So anyway, the point being that this is deja vu. And this is exactly the same scenario. But it looks to me like crypto is maybe a couple months ahead of the stock market. Isn't that kind of cool? Can anybody give me some feedback over there on YouTube? Or even John Vac. Hey, oh, hey, where'd he go? That's Zug, right? That's Zugi, isn't it? Yeah. And he actually, and you're probably watching this later, Zig. He was the guy that actually got suckered by that Alex Sturk guy. Poor old Zug. I mean, I don't mind because you know me, I don't take big risk on these guys. If I had to flush down 3Gs down the toilet because of my stupidity, that's fine. But I feel badly that I conned John into going and listening to Alex too. Alex Sturk is mysteriously nowhere to be found now. So anyway, poor old John. Sorry, John, if you're watching this later on. But John's made plenty of money. We don't have to worry too much about John. Anyway, back to our story. So the point of the matter here is we had location, we had indicator confirmation, and I don't know. Does anybody see a letter of the alphabet here that you could maybe use to help you frame your risk? Up, down, up. I'm an M. Fuck you. And look how that performed. Here we are, way over here now. And you know the worst part about this is the part that actually drives you crazy, is when I put out warnings to the public. Remember, I'm trying to do this to make a positive difference in this world. I actually have these stupid punk ass bitches on social media come out and put out like horribly insulting sort of responses and the memes and all that. Yeah, you wonder, eh? Good point, Shark Toshi. I wonder if Alex was actually just speaking to himself that day, eh? I wonder. Hey, there you go. But isn't that insane? So and this short is still working. This is technically the free portion of the trade. And, like what I want to be is absolutely open with you all. So I have shown you this chart as everything is developed. You can see where the trade is right there. You can see where we took profits right there. And you can see that the rest of the position is on. And you can see we have moved our stop using the 3 high-low method. And in this case, this is a really cool application. This is just simply, I want to follow market structure. I'm not going to teach you market structure and 3 high-low method on this broadcast, but what I'll just show you is, in fact, actually, I think I have it on another chart. Yeah, there it is right there. So 1 high, 2 highs, 3 highs. I can officially move my stop to the most recent 3rd high. So isn't that an incredible image? And this, folks, this is exactly why you're here. This is what you're actually here to learn how to try and do. To force yourself that when you see trade location, indicator confirmation, price structure, and when I even tweeted this out, I said, folks, it doesn't get any more textbook than this. Just go look at my Twitter feed. You'll see, like I said, it's incredibly important to me that my tweets actually age well because I'm trying to be the demonstrator of best practices to you people. Anyway, so this is an interesting warning. Could the broader stock market, the broader risk market in our society follow a very similar pattern to what crypto just did here? And I hate to say it, I think the answer is yes. Which is, I mean, the problem here is that you guys all want to make a, go and invest in your altcoins and make a nice 10x return on your money, and I'm a bull market and all that kind of fun stuff. And I'm basically sitting here going, there is no bull market here. You're just going to have to sit and wait. And unfortunately, this sort of time that it took for that M to develop, ironically enough, it's probably going to take just as long as this window took to develop to actually M out. What are we supposed to think if we ever see the market smiling at us? It's probably going to take that long at least for this thing to go and W out. Look how long this W took to form, to set this base. That's pretty darn long, eh? I mean, you see, didn't break out until here. Do we take this long to actually go and form some sort of massive W to actually say that, yes, we are back in the bull? I think so. What this really means to all of you is don't be in a big hurry here. Just don't be in a big hurry. Go slowly. And really, I might even argue, as long as you still, if you tune into these videos, if you tune into the site daily briefs, if you listen to these Broiler Chicken Show on a regular basis, fingers crossed, my buddy Joe from Coinigy, he's thinking about joining another trading platform, and he'd like to get those shows that we did for those Coinigy jerks. And it's not really Coinigy. Rob and Will are awesome. Is the company that bought them out, who are just total idiots. But if he can get back up and running, he'd really like to try and get those shows back up and running on the new platform that he's working at. So maybe we'll get those shows going again. But the point of the matter here is, as long as I'm still walking you through this very bearish looking image, there's no reason for you to be thinking, oh my God, I'm missing the bull market. Just be patient. There's an expression that I use that I think that, and I heard somebody even say, oh my God, I absolutely love that expression. I think it was one of my business partners, but let's see if you guys over on YouTube, this will be your opportunity to interact with me. You cannot do something. What is it you cannot do in this world? Anybody can answer that. And actually, we'll only take answers from people who are not site OGs. Because I know people like Sharktoshi and Adam and Nure and stuff. I know you guys know the answer, but yeah. Push, good. A, and what's the final word? Thank you very much, Josh. I mean, hugs and kisses. You're awesome. Hey, there you are. Constantine, I know you're an old. Hey, there you go. GLS. I don't know who you are. A chain. I mean, if you have ever tried to push a chain, it's impossible. It's just you can't do it. And think about it in very real terms. And it was taught to me by probably my, well, maybe second or third mentor that I had back in the early 1990s when I was just a brand new whippersnapper in the market. And he used to always say this whenever he was talking to his clients on the phone and they were bitching and complaining about how their little penny stock that they bought is just sit there doing nothing. He would always just say, look, you can't push a chain. It's impossible. You just can't do it. You can't push a chain, and just understand that, right? Ooh, M Crypto M says, I think I've been following you for about 9 years. For me, you are in the top 3 best traders and perhaps number 1. Wow, really? Could you maybe send a message to that Brian Beamish guy? Try and convince him? What I find hilarious is that I was even telling the people at TRI that I work with, for some reason, I just have absolutely no self-confidence in myself right now. I mean, you actually think I'm that good? I appreciate it. Love you for it. Somebody tell this guy in here. I should be a billionaire, right? I mean, there's no reason. I walk you through all this stuff on a regular basis. I walk you through the bull runs. I walk you through the bear runs. You see the screen, and it's everything. It's just for some reason subconsciously. And I think, of course, this has everything to do with my wife and sort of what and my son and the problems that he has and stuff, and how I can't solve any of their problems. And I couldn't help my wife, and I literally watched her drive herself right off a fucking cliff. Anyway, if you happen to run him into that guy, can you maybe just pass along the message? It's just beautiful reading comments like that. It is sometimes laughable that others have thousands of views and talk nonsense. Yeah, totally. I don't understand that. There's no logic to any of that, M Crypto M. It makes no sense at all. What does this say? San Smith says, I'm still poor after all the time here. Well, maybe that's the problem, Sam, is that I'm not really helping you guys. I don't quite understand. Yeah, that's a good point, Josh. I mean, like I said, I was talking to you, and yeah, we'll go back and watch the beginning of this video. I was talking to a guy over this weekend. You'll know who he is. And he's saying, yeah, come on over to the island. I've got this big old fucking mansion right on the ocean, beautiful views of the mountain. I mean, how do you think that guy's done knowing me, eh? And frankly speaking, it won't be long until Chris is a fucking millionaire too. And Ed, oh my goodness, Adam, you Sharktoshi. Actually, you want a great analogy, Sharktoshi, if you want to share with the public. Take a picture of your backyard, and that was all financed through crypto. He lives like in an oasis down in Southern California. All financed by crypto. Thank you very much, crypto. Anyway. All right, so back to our little newsletter here. The point of the matter here is you see what these images look like. Do these images fill you with a lot of bullishness? As long as these, if anything, it's good to see that it looks like crypto is washing itself out. But the problem here is that, hell, you look at something like Bitcoin. We haven't even talked Bitcoin. That was Ethereum. I really don't like what I'm seeing out of Bitcoin here. We're now losing uptrends. Last week's conversation with you guys was, oh, Jesus, is this nasty railroad tracks going to confirm here? And it did. I mean, you never know how this damn candle is going to look by the end of this. Sometimes when I go out with Liam, a huge rally just ensues out of nowhere, and they bring this thing back from the brink. But as it stands right now, this looks extremely dangerous. And, given what the broader stock market looks like right now, would it be realistic for them to see a little bit more selling in the market here before this is done? I think so. What concerns me right now, and this is the message that I've been sort of posting on the site, and I haven't really been doing too much on social media, but on the site, I've been just warning people. And I mean, you tell me. There's the top, and I mean, this was sort of the last major M. If we do just simple reload zones, there is that reload zone. Let's maybe put it in a really bold color so you can actually see this. Does this look like a good shorting location? Good point, Sharky. Crypto also financed a very expensive process of Sharky actually building his family. So, and that's probably much more valuable. I mean, just think in a weird sort of way, by teaching Joshua how to behave in the market, Joshua going and making a pile of money, giving him the ability to save another soul's life that might have ended up just being gobbled up by the system, and maybe him growing up in poverty and maybe becoming like a gangbanger or something. I mean, you know what life in California is like these days. Is that God's will and JoJo's will? Is that an expression of that making a positive difference in this world? Being able to save a soul by another soul that I've helped being successful and going out and applying that success in the world completely separate from trading. That's some powerful ass shit. Maybe that little boy will end up going and being a fucking next, JC. You don't know. Nobody knows. Anyway, back to the story. Great point there, Joshua. Great point. And for whatever it's worth, I absolutely think the world of Mr. Shartoshi himself. But I guess back to our story here. Does this really look like a good place that, hey, I'm going to go and strap on a short trade here? Come on. I mean, if you really learn and if you really want to get good at this, the simple answer is no. That's a horrible place to short. Being short off of the tops here. I mean, it was kind of funny how I was short the Bitcoin off of the top here. I had moved my stop to scratch when this dump happened, and I got stopped out on the scratch move when we rallied back up top here. It's interesting how Ethereum never could rally back up top there, so I was able to stay short in this one. But, that's a trader's life. Get used to it. But just the point here is it a good idea to get all emotional and go, fuck it, I'm going to short this thing here. It's going to zero because everybody in social media is bearish at crypto right now? That's a horrible idea. And I might even argue that, the primary trend line of this market is actually way up here. And oh, what a surprise. Does anybody know what we affectionately call the 78.6 Fibonacci retracement level at TRI? What do we call that level? At least what do I call it? I've given it a couple names over the past 10 years, but the most recent name that I give it is BFF. Now, why on earth would I call this my BFF? Would I be shorting down here? Or would I be maybe thinking about shorting up here? This is the kind of shit that we teach you at TRI. So coming in on the short side down here, I actually don't think that's a good idea whatsoever. Could we, I mean, you see wicks and tails like to be, and you see the size of that tail, and you can see what they did before. There's no reason why we couldn't go and tail out again here. Having said that, I actually think that the risks to this trade are actually to the upside. There is a lot of room that this thing could rally back up to the upside here. And if you go and short that, you're just asking for trouble. You're absolutely right. The market is smiling at us. And really, we have no business being bullish until the market stops smiling at us. But that doesn't necessarily mean that that's a good trade location, does it? All right, I hope everybody understands that. So, in fact, what is often a good practice is you let the M come in, boom, I now have bearish structure. Then I go and draw my reload zones and I hunt like a dog in reload zones for shorting opportunities. And I hate to say it, but that's basically what this shit is. I mean, you literally couldn't script this any better. Wait for the market. In fact, you could even make the argument that this is the ETH smiling at us. So wait for the smile to confirm. Wait for the counter trend rally back up top, i.e. reload zones, and then hunt like a dog to short. But this conversation is even worse on ETH. Do you think it's a good idea to come in and short there? I don't think so. There's that same primary trend line. And how ironic, the primary trend line is basically going to have us hunting shorts right where the original short was. How ironic. You know, if you draw reload zones off of this range, basically, I guess that's what this is here. Where's my reload zone? Let's go like so and like so and oh, let's flip it around because it's backwards. It's backwards. Boom. Isn't it interesting? BFF is sitting right at my original short location. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do some effery down in here and then rally our way right back up top and put in another M and go right back into the sell mode. So my message to everybody is this isn't a bull. There's no bullish structure here, but at the same time too, don't be shocked if you see that there is some sort of counter trend rally back up top. And what I think this more speaks to is if you were a lower time frame trader. Now, keep in mind, most people who watch this video are not lower time frame traders. But I could very easily see on a lower time frame basis, there actually be some sort of trade setup that forms here. And so as a result, I am using the 3 high low method off of this structure here. And as soon as we get any kind of serious W that comes in down here, or in fact, even off of this lower time frame, I could even move my stop. There's 1 high, there's 2 high. I could technically move my stop now to that high using the 3 high low method. Point here is that don't be shocked if there's some sort of massive counter trend rally here. Just like in the stock market, don't be shocked if there's some sort of counter trend rally here. My anticipation is that there's going to be some effery down in here. I should get my fill, and then I'll move my stop, just very much like you see on the remaining portion of the position here using 3 high low method. And whatever the remaining position is, I'd get stopped out on that big counter trend rally. But it does feel, to be perfectly honest with you, especially, and this is basically coming full circle with this conversation with you, it does feel, is this last week's report? No. Is this week? No. Yeah, this must be, no, this is this report. It does feel like maybe we're getting a little bit too oversold here. And this is a terrible place to come in and short. So for God's sakes, if you're thinking short, but you missed the trade, then I'm sorry, folks, you missed the trade. And if you do want to short, well, you're just going to have to wait patiently for that counter trend rally back up against the high end range. And then if we do get a setup that develops to get you short, great, you can join the trade. But you can't come in and short here because you're just asking for trouble. Is that a bot setup? There was a bot setup that fired here. Boom, 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 boom. And look how pretty it was, eh? So, and I even put a tweet out saying, holy shit, there are like literally short setups developing within this higher time frame setup. Isn't that cool? What do you think, Karim? Do you like that shit? So this is this lower time frame participant, maybe like your day trader, swing trader, and you see the very pretty M, right? If we change this to a line chart, look how pretty that M is. Look at that. It's set up perfectly off that 25 level. Isn't that cool? All right, Jesus. Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this conversation with you today. We should circle back around and try and address questions if there were any posed. So let's maybe spend the rest of that 30 minutes. Just were there any questions in the AMA document? And I got to blow my nose here. So I'm going to put you all on mute for a second here. All right, back to the fun. All right, so AMA document. Is that this one? Nope, that's not it. Sign up for the newsletter. It's free. You can get this in your email. Oh yeah, it's a pretty cool little piece. And again, I'm the type of person that, yes, it is. No, I learned how to use. Oh man, it's a loaded question. I would say that there was a form of the bot that I learned years and years and years ago, but I've customized it so much to me that the bot technically is my setup that I created. There's a whole bunch of nuances and stuff that I've added to the bot. And keep in mind, it is a core concept in our level 1 education program that we teach. Wow, I just drank the bottom of my coffee and it was all coffee grinds. If I smile, I'm gonna have like little black spots on my teeth. Oh well. Try not to smile. Let's be serious, damn it. This is serious. All right. Where is that Q&A document? I wonder where the fuck I put that. I thought I loaded it here, but I don't see. Mind you, I've got about 5 million tabs open. Oh, yeah, there's the chat room. I swear, our community, fucking, we've got just, I mean, I would just join. There's Zug. Yeah, look at Zug's idea. I mean, Zug's spitting up killer trade ideas. Look at that goddamn one. I mean, this is everything that we teach. Location, indicator confirmation, price structure. Look at the volume pouring in here. Ugh. So if you do go and buy this and you make money off of it, be damn sure to come on the site and give Zug a big thank you. But keep in mind, right? We're all 1 + 1 = 3. We're all here trying to help each other. We're not here to fuck each other over, right? We're here to help each other. And that's why I love this little, look at there's an idea from Brian. Same sort of thing. Location, awesome. Indicator confirmation, bull divs here. Price structure, you can see the W's. I mean, fuck. But you can see, look at all the different members who are posting ideas. We're here to help each other, folks. We're not here to screw each other over. And that's why I said before, that's why we've been here for 10 years and we'll be here for another 10 years. Because nobody on the internet does what we do. I tell you, man. Yeah, Brian get all excited. Okay, now where the hell's that damn AMA document? I know I got it around here somewhere. I think I'm gonna have to go back. I thought I loaded it, but let's go Chris, and then let's go AMA. There it is. All right. Let's see what question you asked and whether I can get myself into a whole bunch of trouble here today. And I don't know, you guys, give me some feedback here. You all watching on YouTube, are you getting value out of what I'm saying to you here today, people? Let me know. Please post some comments. Like Google, they love when people post comments. I mean, it's awesome that you guys are using the chat room. It's great to see all the interaction and feedback. But please, I think Google wants us to get those comments and shit ramped up. And remember, what we're trying to do is get the message out. Remember, this is a free show. I'm not charging you anything for this. So let's just get the message out. Get people watching this, learning how to behave. Okay, here is our question for today. And I think I answered this one before. There was oh yeah, I remember we looked at that quite a bit. So it might even be worth a while to circle back around and just see how it's done over the past week or two. Okay, hi Brian. I see that our TR hour. Ooh, I like that. Good, I like that. Karim, you are part of the community, which means that once you learn how to do this, your responsibility, just like Shark Toshi, just like Adam, like Nure, like Kevin here, like Chris, your job is to actually help the next guy along. Now, like Zug, like Deep DBB, if that is his real name. Anyway, okay. I see that our TR community is very interested in the Solana ecosystem. I don't know whether it's I like Solana so much. I definitely know, especially OGs like Random Task and his buddy Dan. In fact, we should probably do one of those Blockmate shows. In fact, Dan, if you're watching this later on, maybe let's get one of those things going in the next week or so. As well too, I should probably reach out to some of those other social media influencers, see whether I can do some shows with them and just get the message out. Anyway, um, I like making money. So if I can go make money on Solana, then hey, I'm interested. Do I personally like Solana? I don't know. Those coffee grounds are coming back to haunt me now, though. Oh, geez, I can't talk too much more. Probably gonna have to wind this video up soon anyway. Should have a big glass of water here too. Fudge. Anyway, I got a banana. Maybe I'll eat a little piece of banana. And I see you're sharing a lot of interesting assets for LOL. I see you sharing from dexscreener.com or Bird Eye, but I have no idea about this platform, how to start trading SOL assets as well. Can you told us where you are trading them and give me some insider? Thanks, Karim. All right, this definitely would be something for our weekly shows. I need something in my throat to clear out the coffee grind. Sorry. All right. So I think what we'll do is, Chris, if you could maybe make a note. I like the idea. And Steven, our harmonic whiz, he was actually the guy who got me set up on Solana originally. Steven, if you're around, let's see whether we can on a Friday show or if Wednesday works better for
You
you.
can probably search in the video on the dashboard in the video section for Steven's previous shows that he's done for the Solana ecosystem and how
Oh,
he's told us about Bird Eye and so on and so forth, Jupiter, all that good stuff. So you could probably search for that.
hello. So we'll make this even easier for you, Karim, you lucky bastard. Please search for Stevens SOL walkthrough. But I guess he did a couple of videos when I was gone as well. But I do remember one that back like last January, he did one with me, right? And that's what got me started there, right?
Yeah, like last December, November-ish, I want to say.
Okay, so we'll say walkthrough videos found in the TRI video library. And I mean, here's another fucking killer selling feature of TRI. If you want content and you want to learn, TRI has a video library here. These are just TRI videos, not anything from the interneting. I've been here every single freaking day for the past 10 years of my life. As I said earlier, where's Cryptopia? Where's Mount Gox? Where's Bicanet? I mean, where are those assholes? They're all gone because they're all criminals. They're all frauds. The only people that can stick around here for 10 years straight are the people who are actually not bullshitting you. Anyway, you can come on this site and we have a section. Where's our videos, right? And we have, you can actually even come on this left-hand menu. So Karim, there you are over there. Just come on there and go to video recordings. And we should probably call this video library. And maybe we should have a link in here as well that takes you back here.
Posted it in the lounge.
Huh?
FYI, I said I posted it in the lounge, the video from December.
So there you go, Karim. Chris is speaking right to you. Look how many pages of, and like every single day, we got these damn videos. Look how many pages of videos there are here. 227 pages of these freaking videos. You can spend the rest of your life in here and watch all the videos on 2 times speed. And you still wouldn't get at this. Look at, we got Sjord's offerings, you've got Julian's offerings, you got Brian's offerings, we got the Broiler Chicken Show in here. And the cool part about it is, watch this. You can just simply go, Steven? I don't know. Let's see what happens when we type Steven. Look at all these episodes. I would imagine they probably have reference to Steven. And I think it was that it was either, I think it was December, because this is when we were down in Central America, right? I think I was in. So I think it was like one of these that Steven
Third one from the top.
Oh, pardon?
Third one from the top.
Third from the top. And look at this, Karim. Look how you could just click on this the way Stuart's done this. And look at this. Steven introduced insights about trading on chain, specifically highlighting Solana. Isn't that freaking cool? That's freaking awesome. I mean, as awesome gets. What do you think, Karim? Are you pretty stoked? So Steven is our, I mean, random task. Obviously, he's super into Solana and Dan, blockmates and stuff. Steven's our sort of local OG. He's Steven himself, just so you know who Steven is. I'm sure if you watch the video, you'll see. But he's basically the captain of our harmonics trading room. I showed you that earlier. And of course, I've known Steven now, Jesus, for easily a decade. And he's like one of the nicest, purest souls I have met in my journey on this planet Earth. It's just absolute beautiful soul. I often talk about how I don't see is not the right word. I don't know how to describe it. It's like I just get this weird sort of, I call it aura. It's not like it's like you can take a picture of it, but since JoJo's passing, I think it's a gift that the good Lord has given me out of all this experiences. It's like I don't see it with my eyes, but I see it with my soul. I see people's auras, and Steven is one of the brightest light bulbs I have seen out of this past 10 years. Sharktoshi, he's one of the brightest light bulbs. Adam is one of the brightest light bulbs. Chris here, one of the brightest. They just have this aura about them. And I want to surround myself by these good people, good souls, good intentions, good karma. I don't know what you call it, but I'll tell you, Steven is one of the brightest light bulbs I have run into in my 10-year experience here at TRI. And you really couldn't learn from a better person than Steven. I don't think it's an accident that the people that I closely associate with here at TRI have this karmic expression about them. Julian, Sjord, Chris here, Joshi, Grim, Sharktoshi, Adam, Steven. I mean, the list goes on and on and on, including a lot of people that just are not even on TRI anymore. They've gone off and done their own thing in their lives. And it's such a privilege, because I'll tell you, after JoJo passed, I lost a lot of faith in humanity. I lost a lot of faith in these humans. And it's people like Steven that have actually sort of reminded me that there is still some good in this world. And it's what gives me the fuel to keep doing this day in, day out. I'll spend the rest of my time on this planet Earth servicing these people. That's my goal, is to find the people like Adams, to Jim and Lizzie, perfect example. Jim's got such a sweet aura about him. He's such a gentle soul. Yeah. It will be my privilege and it will make me a trillionaire in the good Lord's eyes if I can surround myself by these people and just try and help them with whatever minimal skill set that I have. I've got a little bit of a skill. I'm not that great, but my aim, my goal for the rest of the time that I have on this planet is to try and help these people become the biggest, brightest light bulbs they could possibly be, and that's including you too, Jim and Lizzie, Jimmy and Lizzie, Jim and Lizzie, Liz and Jimmy. I don't know, one of the. I love you too. And keep in mind, I still got that tomahawk steak dancing in my eyes right now. Come next February. So you're halfway there. Way to go. You made it to the halfway point. Now you got to bring it home. Got to blow my nose. Like I said, every time I get slightly verklempt and slightly choked up, if I got to blow my nose following it, that's a good sign. So I'll be right back. Sorry about that, folks. Okay, we've got just a couple minutes left, about 10 minutes or so. As I actually, ironically enough, Karim, I think I answered your question. Um, we could do another revisit with Stephen. There's nothing wrong with that, but I was away on vacation there. And I have a feeling that when I was away on vacation, I think he came on and he talked to you a bit more about Solana and all that kind of fun stuff. So there's Stephen about his presentation and trading psychology. Presentation shows edge and all that kind of fun stuff. And of course, he is our Solana guy there on the site. So what do you think, Karim? Did I answer your question? I'm in this community only since March. Okay, well, hopefully I kept you out of a whole shitload of trouble there. And I can tell you it's amazing what you've built in these years. Oh, cool. Your consistency and knowledge should be taught in big universities. Really glad to be here. Well, that's sweet of you, Karim. Trying to make a positive difference in this world. That's all I can do. Let's just scroll through, see if there were any other questions that maybe I can address. And then all I ask is that you guys say a nice little karmic best wishes and positive thought for Liam. Because I really do think that that karmic energy is real. And I do think it helps us. So, okay. DMAX says, buy at top, sell at low is what other 99% influencers are yelling. Isn't that a shame? And what ends up happening is they get the most attention when they get liquidated because the market stops them out, eh? Ugh, drives you crazy. Bearish is that guy. Beamish is that guy. Okay. Well, I hope I'm not that guy that buys at the top and sells at the bottom. Brian is here because he needs to open eyes to more people, and it's fact. Good job, BB. You doing? All right. Thank you, DMAC. Although you would prefer I let Short talk more, though, right? Tee I saw some testimonial videos yesterday, and I first didn't recognize you, Brian. You lost some pounds, sir. What is your secret? Now or then? I'm still pretty damn fat. MM says, hello, Brian and TRI. So nice to watch your great Broiler Chicken Show. Awesome. Gospel says, could we maybe check up on INJ? Is that what that says? INJ Well, we can always look. The irony of it all is if it's a cryptocurrency, without even looking, I can tell you right now, I think that little old ladies, perfectly fine buying. Leveraged or margin traders, probably no setups right now. So let's see. In fact, actually, you know, like this is an altcoin that I was looking at that you can see I went and nibbled here, and it's the same logic. Nothing has happened here over the past month or two. And just to get back to 50% rules of these insane ranges, here we are right here, is only a paltry 4,000% return. So this is probably the way that 90% of crypto looks right now. And if you're a little old lady, I don't have a problem with you going and buying. It's just, you know, obey risk management rules and don't break the rules. Where can I do this? Why don't we do this off of this crazy chart here? So what was that? It was INJ, USDT, crypto. That right there on Binance. Is that the one you want to look at? Okay. It still looks a little expensive. All right, let's see. So reload zones. Okay, I mean we're clearly playing against these lows in here. The only problem is that where is quote unquote the bottom? Right? I think the bottom is down here. So, you know, somebody had mentioned earlier that they love 88.6. Julian loves 88.6 for his trade location. And especially when it comes to something like venture capital, I often find that whether it be venture cap shitcoins, whether it be venture cap stocks like penny stocks, 9 times out of 10 when they correct, they usually have to come right back down. Yeah, notice that. Look, there's the bottom. There's the bottom. So they go screaming up, and then they have to come all the way right back down to the bottom. So could we maybe be sort of like maybe right here? And we might have a nice little counter trend rally that maybe does things like, I don't know, brings market back to 50% rules of this. Notice if we do a 50% rule, there to there, and then go there to there, boom, 50%. Could we do the exact same thing here? It wouldn't shock me. The only problem is I don't, you know, it's kind of a toss of a coin which way we could go. So there is 50%. We could very easily bounce right back up into these highs. But at the same time, too, there's still a lot of room. Like you hear me say, look left. So is this trending higher or trending lower? I don't think it starts trending higher until you actually see W's come in on the other side of that trend line. It's good that we are on the other side of the line. That's good. But I don't see any W's here yet to let me sort of think that, yes, indeed, we have stopped the bear trend. So what that tells me is you might get dead cat bounce back up into resistance. You know, what do you think the odds are? That's 38.2. You know, good old Colin and his dump chaser zone. So where's pump chaser? There we are. So, oh, look at that. Hey, I'm getting pretty good at that, eh? So you can see this high here and this high here, they are 38.2 to 50%. Yeah, hold a gun to my head and kind of like what I said with Bitcoin. Could we rally back up to trendline resistance? Where's that chart? I guess it was this one. Right? Could we rally back up to trendline resistance? Yeah, no problem. Is this a good place to short INJ? No way. This is horrible. We're in buying locations. But just because we are in good trade location, then we should go through the process of, do we have indicator confirmation? Rule number 2. Don't see any confirmed divergences there. Looks like RSI just made a new low. MACD just made a new low. Hell, it doesn't even look like Willie's stupid here. No, no stupidity out of Willie yet. Remember, I like to see this yellow line below this minus 80. That's Willie stupidly oversold. You can see it did get stupidly oversold here. That would be a good time to start paying attention. Right here, no, there's nothing to do here. So kind of what I said earlier, but I don't even like this. I actually like the shit coins better than a name that looks like this. Because I don't even really think we're actually at the bottom end of the range yet. So if you really like the fundamentals and you're like, oh, but Brian, they're building a better mousetrap and all that kind of fun talk, then I would say, okay, well, as a little old lady, all right, I'm okay with you going in there and just doing a little bit of nibbling, maybe like a 0.5% of your stake or whatever, now that we're down into location. But that's all we have here. And that's kind of the same thing that I said with all the others. You want me to say, yep, this is trending higher? Now, what I'm going to have to see is probably we actually trade to new lows, but your indicators do not trade to new lows. The indicators actually start Wing out, but this thing's actually making new lows. Then at that point, I want to see a W in price where we do not make new lows and we start moving higher. And then we can start saying things like this is trending higher. So there's my answer for you. Okay, I hope that helps, but that's my 2 cents. Take it or leave it. All right, then we got working okay, then howdy. Then I got into talking with hey, there's Paul J. I haven't seen him in a while. I learned, quote, the process and how to trade from you, Brian. Forever grateful. Oh, that's good. Hope you're doing well in your neck of the woods. JP says, Brian, salvation is not defined by works, but faith alone. That's a tough one. Yeah. I mean, the way I like to look at it is I believe, and of course, this drives all these individual religions crazy. But I love when I hear one religion extol the virtues of another religion. I absolutely love that. So, my favorite line from history is he was the cleanest of the prophets. Now, unfortunately, especially if you're like a Catholic, you cannot even go to heaven if you are a devout Catholic unless you get your last rites on your deathbed. So, what does that mean? Does that mean like somebody like Gandhi is going to hell? Come on. Does that mean that Buddha is automatically off to hell? But that's the way organized religion works. It's a load of horse shit. But that's faith, right? You have to have faith in your religious dogma. Did you know back in the Middle Ages, to keep the peasants under control, the Catholic Church used to do all of their sermons in Latin, and none of the people in the church had a fucking clue what the goddamn guy at the front of the church was saying. Goddamn, how ironic, eh? So I'm not really the biggest fan of that quote unquote faith. What I am a fan of is, are you a good person? How about just, and this is what kills me, and I think this actually speaks to we humans, actually, we live different lives. You are sent back here to learn a specific message, and believe it or not, there are different levels of life. Because I find it incredibly simple, and yet there are other people, other humans that cannot do this. But I just simply say, you know what? Every single person alive can be Jesus Christ. Why? Because every single person alive can just stop, close your eyes, and disconnect from all the shit. And just ask yourself one simple question. And I guarantee you the right answer will always come to you. The question is, what is the right thing to do? And I live my whole life by this. I simply close my eyes, and a lot of times I'll even after the fact go, Brian, that was not the right thing to do. You know that wasn't the right thing to do. Why did you do that? And I sit there and chastise myself and go, geez, I wish I could be a better person. But every single person can just close their eyes and ask, what is the right thing to do? And the right answer, the correct answer will always come to you if you just tune out greed, envy, revenge, all of the human emotional triggers. So that's the way that I live my life. I believe in spirit. I believe that God, I mean, ironically enough, it's the same thing as my father used to believe. And I never really got along very well with him. But I believe that God technically is like everything that we don't understand about this universe. And as we as a species slowly learn more and more and more, once we get to the point where we know everything, well, then we all of a sudden become God. I mean, what's really cool, and this is, I'll leave off on this because I got to head off to Liam now. I actually believe there was a message by a guy who was theoretically a time traveler, and he was from like centuries and millennia in the future. And he said, then at that point, they believe that humanity is nothing more than the universe reaching consciousness, which I think is absolutely beautiful because technically we are the universe. We're all made of stardust. You all know that. Why do we go through this process of disconnecting ourselves with the universe? We are the universe, which means technically we are all God unto ourselves. We are all JC. And really, at the end of the day, it's just a question of choice. Do you choose to do the right thing? Or do you choose to be a little self-centered, self-righteous? Hey, look at all of these. Look at that fucking asshole over there in Eastern Europe who's literally directly responsible for the murder of over 1 million human beings. What gives that cocksucker the right to do that? I don't get it. Other than, if you believe in this one religion, I won't name names, but they actually believe that this is hell. And frankly speaking, guy like Alan, who has he's got the fucking morals of a carpet. And then what that dickhead over in Eastern Europe has done, how many mothers have lost their babies because of that jerk? I gotta say, there's a lot of validity. And oh, by the way, the guy who actually founded that religion, he was the one who called JC the cleanest of the prophets. I don't think like the Roman Catholic Church is trying to ram down our throats that he is some sort of divine being. I think JC was just another human just like you and I. It's just he had the power to say, what's the right thing to do here? And if I have to die because it is the right thing to do, well, then so be it. And I hate to say it, but I have a feeling that's going to be my fate too. But I'm here to help all of you. That's my God's honest promise. You all know that. I've said it for 10 fucking years. And the only thing that I ask for in remuneration is I'd like to somehow make my boy, who, if I ever had a beef with anybody, I have a beef with God for forcing my son to have to live the life that he lived. And I do find it laughable whenever you talk to organized religion about people with severe disabilities, and especially this autism curse, which my poor baby, he literally is self-abusive every fucking day of his life. And I just don't think that's fair. And if anybody has a beef with God, it's not me for my own life. You all know exactly what I'm here, and I'm more than happy to stand in front of my maker and atone for every action that I've done. And I'm no saint, don't get me wrong, but I do have a beef with what God did to my baby and my wife, my beautiful wife. So there you go. Merry Christmas. I don't know whether that was a positive or a negative note to lead off on, but if nothing else, I sure hope that you all understand that every word that comes out of my mouth is the God's honest truth to you, like it or lump it. The one promise I will absolutely make to all of you is I won't bullshit you. I will be, as Josh said, authentic. And that's all I can do with the time that I have on this planet. So God bless all of you. PMA for the win, positive mental attitude. As I've said repeatedly in this life, and it used to be a joke that my old mentor guy used to always say, if you don't laugh, you'll cry. So you might as well laugh. You might as well try and make the best of whatever the hell this journey is that we've been put off on, and just try and make a positive difference in this world, folks. And if you can do that, I think Spirit will be happy. All right, all the best, hugs and kisses. Please don't say a prayer for Brian, but say a prayer for Liam. Let's all just ask the good Lord to give Liam a half decent afternoon, and life for that matter. But can you all ask God to try and help Brian be a good dad for Liam, and give him the best support possible? That's what I need to ask of you. All right, you guys, all the best. Take care. Hugs and kisses. Remember what your number one job is. If you don't know, get your butt into the education program and get educated. And then I can be proud of all of you to be demonstrators of best practices out in the world. All right, all the best, and bye for now.